So I think if we're rounding off how we can make the most of it, I think I had a point about carefully plan them into your lesson sequence. And I think, you guys spoke to that, where you almost sit back and you look at, here's the sequence. When am I going to benefit most from having this? And knowing precisely why you want to use talk. But my final point was not to assume that because a pupil is proficient in a subject, that they'll be able to guide a conversation with someone who's less proficient. And I think it's very easy to assume that because a pupil is really good at mathematics, that they'll also be quite confident in terms of how they engage with dialogue and can structure, their peers. And so, I think if we want to get the most out of it, I think we avoid that situation.
I think that's a very, very sensible point you've made there, Kieran. I think it's an easy trap to fall into, isn't it? To not consider carefully that we're asking one child to explain something to another child that relies on both our subject knowledge and the ability to explain. It's not just the pure knowledge that it rests on. That's what we do as teachers. We instruct and we convey knowledge in that way. So it's a really, really important point, isn't it? And when you think about how children interact with knowledge and interact with each other, it has to be a consideration. I think as well, it's worth mentioning for me the fact that when we give these opportunities for oracy, that we really genuinely want to be forensic about what is going on with the oracy in the room, and that we are not just doing this from a purpose of this is something that needs to be in a lesson because of the legacy of what should be in lessons. And I think that is so prevalent in primary teaching, probably other teaching, in terms of it is the ingredient that you must have in your lesson to make lessons, and actually not really paying attention to the detail of what is happening in that talk. And that I know it's a really simple point there, and it's nothing particularly profound, but I do think that it's an important one, because I just think I know I'm speaking for myself here. I have done it because, now I've asked a question, now they talk to each other, and now I'm going to walk around a bit and I'm going to but am I actually listening? What am I actually doing with what the information I'm receiving from the children that are talking to each other? What am I gleaning from that? What do I need to do as a practitioner to help structure for children who are potentially less confident with their oracy? That's the point I was sort of making. Sorry, but you're absolutely right. It comes back to that point of expecting children to just go off and do it. And that's kind of, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that teachers are just, going off and looking out the window for a couple of minutes, but it's about really, really honing in on what children are doing. And that then informs what we do, because that's it, isn't it? That's the formative nature of teaching, isn't it? It's like, what does that mean about what we do next as a teacher for their oracy?